happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you're fine, wanna have a good time, then like, comment, and subscribe. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of the year review. Last video we did a top 5 fashion shows of 2023. This year we're doing a top 5 pageants and or competitions of 2023. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Coming in at number 5. Now you guys, this was a very tough decision because I only did roughly a handful of competitions this year. I really wanted to take my time and not overload myself with a lot of things going on, and I wanted to give you guys a fair chance when it came to judging these competitions. So it was really difficult to rank them, but every ranking has a purpose of why they're there in that place, especially with the stakes being so high and me being a very active competitor. It's going to be quite difficult for me to push you to the front if you're not offering a little bit something extra incentive. So that being said, number 5 is going to be the Vogue Supermodel competition. And I got second overall in that competition, which was very, very good. It was like roughly 15 to 20 contestants in it, highly competitive, 3 categories. And I'm ranking it number 5 because it was my first time doing it. Second was, like I said, second was great. I didn't expect to get that high, considering that it was a very, very big group of competitors, especially with their level of expertise. There's not really much criticism I can give. It's just the fact that when it came to overall production, what they're offering the winner, the competition as a whole, it just, you know, fell a little flat with certain areas that other competitions exceeded in. And though the prize package was one of the smaller prize packages out of all top 5, it's got its position because of the fact that I did enjoy myself and I placed second. Great people. It's just that, you know, giving them time to really use their resources wisely and create an experience on a grander scale when you're in a competition with all these other organizations and stuff like that. You really want to set your bar high. But for my first time doing it, it was a pretty solid. Coming in at number 4 on the top 5 list, Citrus International Pageant Model Search. So this year was my first year doing Citrus. I had a great time. Like I said, it was a tough year when it came to competitions. I placed top 5 at Citrus, and that has everything to do, my opinion, it has everything to do with the production, not how I performed. I think I could have performed better, but we already saw my review of the Citrus competition. But for the actual organization, it was good. I mean, everything was so jam-packed in the matter of 3 to 4 days that we were there. A lot of late nights, long competitions, and I guess it kind of took away from the overall experience. All the time you was waiting backstage in the freezing cold. Backstage was very cold and uncomfortable, but the whole actual experience of being on stage was very grand. Met a lot of nice people there. The Citrus competition is an extension of the same people that produce Perfect. Citrus was around longer than Perfect, and it's more of a traditional pageantry, and I'm more of a runway girl. So if you like more runway and less pageantry, you probably go more towards Perfect than Citrus. But Citrus itself was still a great system and a great production. The production, I can't complain about. It was so amazing, as well as it's the same people that produce Perfect, so you will, you know, expect a great production. I always compliment them on their stage presence and overall feeling of it. Being on stage is not like any other. I love being on stage, especially in those productions. They do such a great job of making the experience worthwhile. And the fact that you get the video with your package, you don't have to pay for the video, also, you know, a bonus point. I like the fact that Citrus is separated into so many different competitions. You have the Pink Palooza, the Blue Jeans, Sunset Tropic, the Talent is all separate, and you have so many chances to win titles. is so inclusive when it comes to how many times that you can win these things. So I was very, very excited to see that there were so many options. But yeah, so citrus, definitely number 4. Solid 4 though, a solid 4, and still great production. Coming in at number 3, now this was a tough decision. I'm gonna give you the reason why. Is RX Runway top model competition. Even though I won, I'm extremely happy and grateful that I did win. Like I said, there's a lot of things that go into ranking these competitions, and the reason I'm ranking RX Runway number 3, even though I won, is the actual competition itself and what it consisted of. I'm not a fan of having to allocate votes that cost money, and what this competition is one of the ones that you have to do heavy social media, and you have to advocate for votes. You have to ask people to vote for you, and it's $1 a vote. So there's a lot of money involved in, you know, the competition, and people who don't have a big following or support system might have a hard time fulfilling that end of the deal. I'm lucky to have a good support system, but if I didn't, it would, you know, be a little unfair for me to try to compete with these girls that have tons and tons of followers and supporters. But other than that, the rest of the competition was won on the runway, so I can't really complain. It wasn't basically all social media. It was, you know, part social media, part runway, and I already know that my runway skills were, you know, able to capture that crown for me. And number 3, it was hard because I love the prize that came with Top Model Miami. Is I get to travel to Milan Fashion Week and participate in Milan Fashion Week with my airfare paid for, and it was, you know, a great opportunity to go outside my comfort zone and traveling to another country. You know, I did London Fashion Week, and you know, it was very, very expensive going to London, but to have my flight paid for, I couldn't ask for a better price, and be able to be in Milan Fashion Week has always been a dream of mine. So with such a great prize package, like I said, it was very hard to put this number 3 because of the fact that I won. I'm getting such a good deal out of it. It's just that, you know, to be fair for others, you know, having that voting section took it down just by 1 notch because of the fact that not everyone likes it. I'm not a fan of it, but it was still a great experience being in Miami and being on the runway swimsuit and just working my stuff and being able to fly out to Milan Fashion Week. So number 3. Ranking at number 2, that was very hard for me to pick a number 1 and a number 2. This entire video I've been explaining how hard things were because it was. I want to be fair to you guys, I want to be fair to myself, and I also want to be fair to these organizations because they all deserve you to participate in them. They're very great people, very great organizations. And number 2 is Vizcaya Swimwear. Like I said in my last video, the actual runway portion of it was like a completely different experience, but the actual competition part, it was out of this world. And I say that because I've never been to a competition. One is 21 and up, which explains why we're able to do these things, but this organization took us to the club to celebrate being a part of Vizcaya Swimwear Week, and we had a blast there. We got on the party bus, we went out to dinner twice, and even though, you know, all these pageants, every single one of these competitions, they have an entry fee, every single one of them. So to know that whatever you're paying, what these contestants are paying to participate in these organizations, you can actually see it come to life and unfold. That's a major important part when it comes to ranking these systems. Like, are you getting what you deserve? Are you getting what it's worth? And I really think that the experience was worth it. The money, especially to compete and enter, going out to these lovely luxury dinners, having these private sections, and these experiences that you won't get at any other pageant, because this competition is ahead of its time, you know. But it being, you know, so focused on modern day living and what people really want to do while they're in Miami. And I think that just the overall, the fun that all the contestants experienced, like the show itself was just the vibrance of it, and you know, it exudes so much energy, and it was just very exciting to be a part of the production, being part of the entire weekend, meeting all the girls and having fun and just being adults and not being treated like kids. It was just a great experience, and I placed top 5 in my first time doing Vizcaya swimwear competition. So I have to give it number 2 because I think that it was definitely well worth it. And now it's no brainer what number 1 is. But for those of you who might not know, I'm ranking World's Perfect at number 1 because every year I say this, it's not really about the place I finish in, it's about the experience. And every system has its downfalls, it has its rumors, it has its, you know, discrepancies, but your personal experience is all that matters. And you don't know why these other people are having experience with things, why they're having more of a positive experience than you are and you're having a negative experience, or they're having a negative experience and you're having a positive experience. I've had issues with all of these systems. I've had things that I wish I could change, and I've had things that I'm like, I'm glad I did this and this is the reason why I participated. But considering that I've done this 3 years in a row, it says something about how I feel when I'm on that runway and I'm around those people. It's just that, you know, I always feel like a better version of myself every time I leave because I grow on that stage. I think this is one of the very few stages of the top 5 that I actually have grown, other than Vizcaya, which, you know, being in swimsuit in that capacity is something that took me some time to get used to. Even me being 25, swimsuit has never been my strongest point, but turning it into a strong point is me growing. And same thing with Perfect, the things that I wasn't used to doing on stage and coming into my own person, my own woman. It's the growth that really matters to me, and just being able to be a part of that and seeing myself grow like that truly just, it helps me out a lot, and knowing exactly where I want to go in my life. I had placed 3rd runner-up at Perfect, so that was number 4, I think. It's been, you know, it's been a long year, but I think I placed 3rd runner-up. Yeah. And I just, you know, I had a good time. Top 5, that was a goal I was going towards for the past 2 years. It was my 3rd year, and I finally reached that top 5 point, and it was really something special for me. So number 1, World's Perfect model search. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching this video. This was my top 5 competitions of 2023. Now you guys know my top 5 fashion shows, and you know my top 5 competitions. They're all worth it. They're all, you know, super dope people and great organizations, great people. I do a review on every single competition or pageant I do. So if you want to know those who did not make top 5, not that they're bad productions, is that, you know, maybe they need some time or some work to get it to the point where they could possibly be greater. But if you want to look at any of the other vlogs or shorts that I have on these other competitions and fashion shows and organizations, feel free to hit that subscribe button, the follow, comment, leave your messages. I answer back to all my comments. And, you know, if you ever need help, just hit me up on Instagram. I'll leave my social media down below as well. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. If you like me, if you like my content, you want to see more of me, if you want to see more of my content, then please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that post notification so you get notified every single time I post. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Peace out, home slice. Bye.